What's up everyone? On today's video, I'm going to show you how to use Webull on your mobile device. It's a very powerful application for investing and trading in the stock market, cryptocurrencies as well. So on this video, we're going to go over a lot of what it has to offer you and how to invest or trade using Webull. Now to get started using Webull, you have to open an account. You can use the affiliate link down below in the pinned comment and you'll get up to 12 free fractional shares, with each share being valued anywhere from $3 to $3,000. Now you're going to have to determine what kind of account you want, whether you want a margin account, a cash account, or if you want to open up an IRA, whether it's a traditional investment retirement account or a Roth IRA. Those are the options that you are going to have to make when opening an account with Webull. Now the most common account for trading or for just a taxable account is going to be a margin account. Now there is a downfall with this, is that if you do want to be a day trader and you do not have $25,000 in your account, you will be marked as a pattern day trader in a margin account and you could potentially be locked out of your account for months. And that is stated here. If your account value is 25K or more, you meet the criteria of a pattern day trader. That means that you have unlimited day trades. However, if your account value is less than $25,000, you can make up to 3 day trades per every 5 rolling business days. And the platform will mark each day trade that you have accounted against you, so you will know where you stand in that regard. In addition, if you want to trade options, then you're probably going to need a margin account because whatever option strategy you're using might require margin or leverage. With cash accounts, your account does not offer leverage and you can only trade with settled funds, but you can day trade those settled funds and that is completely okay and it won't be marked against you. There's a caveat with that those funds need to be settled, and that takes 1 day plus 2 business days in order for the money to be settled. So if you were to sell a stock on Monday, then the proceeds from that sale won't be settled in your account until 3 days later. So as long as you have settled funds in your account, you can make as many day trades as you want. Those are the 2 main accounts when it comes to taxable accounts for trading or investing in the market. Now, if you want to take advantage of some tax benefits out there, whether it's a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA, then you can do so on Webull as well. They offer both. Another thing is that once you have your account set up, you can apply for options trading if that's what you're going to want to do. So you're going to click on the menu tab all the way in the bottom right, then you're going to click more, and then you're going to scroll all the way down to account, and then you can go to options trading level, and you're going to unlock your Webull trading, and it's going to send you to this page. Here is where you can apply for whichever level of options trading you want if you have a margin account. And you can see right now I have level 3 selected, and it's going to let you know everything that I can do. I can do covered calls, I can do cash secured puts, I can buy calls, I can buy put options, I can buy calendar spreads, I can buy vertical spreads, I can do iron condors, butterflies, I can do all of that stuff with level 3 selected. Level 3 is probably the highest you're going to want to go. I don't even know if you will ever get approved for level 4, which will allow you to write naked calls. Heading back to the menu screen, if you have a cash account and you feel like it's not working out for you and you want to change it to a margin account, this is where you can do so. You're just going to click change account type, go through the process to get the account switched over to a margin account. Now for this portion of the video, we're going to focus on how to invest in the market through Webull, and then we'll talk about how to trade the market with Webull after we're done all of the investing features. Now for real simple investors who don't even want to look at their account, don't want to manage it, and just want to have AI or some algorithm invest in the market for them, some algorithm that's been tried and true, you can do so with Webull's Robo Advisor. So on the bottom right with the menu, you'll click Robo. And here you'll go through the setup process to get your account set up for a smart advisor. This is going to be real simple for you to get invested in the market. You can have customized portfolios that are going to be based on allocation on stocks and bonds, and that allocation might change as the portfolio grows in value and time. So as you get closer to retirement, you're more allocated in bonds than you are in stocks or equities. And you'll be able to see what your account value is day to day. It will be very transparent in what you're invested in, and you can switch it as well. So if you are interested in that, that is through Webull's Robo or Smart Advisor. The other way to get invested in the market for the long term is through ETFs. So if you click on the markets tab, there is an ETF function here, and there are a ton of ETFs out there, and not all of them are suited for long-term investing. Now the purpose of this video is not to show you every ETF, but it's just how would you actually get invested in that ETF. And it's just like buying a stock, because it is a stock, it is a security. So you would click on the little magnifying glass up top, and then you would search for your ETF. So we'll just keep it simple, and we'll invest in VOO or VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. You would click on that. Now there are multiple ways that you can get invested in this, and there are multiple approaches you can do. You can just do lump sum investing. So if you have $10,000 right now, just do a buy order for $10,000. You could divvy that investment up in monthly payments. So let's say you wanted to do $500 a month until you run out of money. You can set up reoccurring investments as well. Let's say that you had $200 right now and you wanted to invest in the market, but VOO is currently trading at $395. No worries. You can buy $200 of this ETF and you will have a fractional share. I'll show you how to do all of those in this video right now. So first and foremost, if you just wanted to buy a stock, you would hit trade, and then here is your buy order. So you can do a limit or a market order. So let's say that you wanted to buy the stock and we have limit selected. And let's say you didn't want to buy it right now today, but you would like to buy it if it was to drop down to $390 a share. While it's currently trading at $395 a share. Well, you would change your limit price to $390, and then you would insert the amount of shares that you wanted to buy. Let's say we wanted to buy 1 share, and then you would have trading hours during regular hours or include extended hours trading, which Webull has some of the best extended hours out there. As you can see, they're open from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. and the market hours are the traditional 9:30 a.m. to the 4 p.m. Eastern time. And then time in force is day or good till cancel. If VOO never hits $390 today during this trading day, then this order would be canceled and you would have to resubmit a new order unless you have good till cancel selected, and then this order will remain on the books until it gets fulfilled, or 180 days, I think. Now let's say you didn't have $390 to buy VOO, well then you can change your quantity from share to US dollar, and that's going to change your order type from limit to market. And now you can say, all right, I want to buy VOO and I want to buy $200 worth, submit that order and get it filled with a market order. You can do that on Webull as well. The third way to get invested in VOO would be to set up a reoccurring investment. So under the charts, you have this recurring investment. You can schedule a recurring investment in VOO and you can just continue to buy it through the long term. So let's say that every single month I wanted to buy $100 worth of this stock. The frequency, I don't want it every week, I want it every month, and I want it on the first day of every month. You could schedule this buy order so that you just continue to accumulate VOO in your portfolio and have it invested for the long term. When you have the position open, all your investments will show up in your My Positions under the middle Webull icon. If you select that tab, that's going to get you to your portfolio and you'll be able to see its performance, how it's doing. You'll be able to add your position, trim it, whatever you want to do. A lot of that can happen right here at this screen. Now let's go over how to trade stocks on Webull, and this is a little bit more complicated. There's more to it because trading is not as simple as just buying one stock, one ETF that tracks the index for the long term and just continue to buy it. There is a lot more to trading. So probably the first thing that people want to know is how to look at charts on Webull. So you got to go to a stock. For us, we'll just click on Apple. And here is the chart right now, but your default setting instead of candles is probably a line chart. And that's fine depending on how advanced of a trader you are. If you're just new and just beginning out, this is going to be the easiest chart to look at. And when you click different time frames down below, it's going to give you the performance in the last month. If we click on the last year, you can see the stock was up 23%. Now, if you pinch, you're going to pinch to zoom in and zoom out on that 1 year time frame. And if you hold, you are going to see which day that is on the bottom, and it's going to give you the price on the right, and on the top it's going to give you the percent change for that day. So on March 31st, the stock was up 1.56% or $2.53. and it's going to give you that information there as well. Even on line charts, you can add technical analysis, which we'll dive into after we look at candles. The process is going to be the same. So to get to candles, you're going to click on line type, and then you're going to hit candle. And here's where most advanced traders live. They're going to be looking at candle charts, candlesticks. So for us, the time frame right now is selected as 1 minute. If you click on that, you can change your time interval. You can go to any of those selected. So right now, each candle represents 5 minutes. Or you can go to daily. Each candle represents a daily, so on and so forth. Now here, you can also do technical analysis, and there's a lot of TA that can be done on Webull. And we're not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to show you what it has to offer. So we click on those 4 dots on the bottom right, and we go to our chart toolbox, and we click on draw. These are all the drawings you can do. You can do trend lines. You can do horizontal lines to identify support and resistance levels. You can do vertical lines to identify a time and space. You can do extended. You can do these rays. You can do parallel lines, which will help you draw channels. You can do polylines to display maybe what you think is going to happen in the future. You can do Fibonacci retracements to trade those retracements. And you can measure, you can draw on it, you can add notes, text, arrows, and rectangles. That's all you can do with the drawings. And when you do one single drawing, let's say we were to do a parallel and go from here to here to here and draw that channel, you can change the view properties. So you can change the color. So let's say we want this to be white. You can change the line type. So let's say we want it to be solid and we want it to be a thicker line. You can do all of that there as well. So that's how you can do drawings on Webull. Now Webull also offers studies or indicators. So if you click on your chart toolbox and you do indicators, on the main chart you can have moving averages, you can have exponential moving averages, you can have both. You can show VWAP as well, Bollinger. On the subchart, you can do MACD, RSI, volume, and you can show multiples as well. It'll get a little bit crazy with all of the subgraphs now that I have volume, RSI, and MACD selected, but here you can see that all of that information is provided. And your moving averages show up so that you clearly know which is which. When you click on the chart, you can see MA 200 is the green, MA 100 is the red. Well, that's a 200-day moving average and a 100-day moving average, and it shows me the value as well. Now, that's probably more than most people need when it comes to charting. You're not going to have some advanced features like a volume profile or some other crazy indicators, but this is more than you need, especially for trading on the fly. Now, something else that Webull offers is you can do a compare or a dual charts. If you click on dual charts, and let's say we wanted to show this over VOO, we can have both of those charts displayed right here. If we click on the X and we go back to those 4 bars, we can also do a compare. So let's say we wanted to show Apple over VOO. Now we can compare, and we're going to have both lines on one given chart so you can see relative performance against a different stock. And in this case, we're comparing it against the S&P 500 Vanguard ETF. Webull also offers the capabilities of setting alerts so that you're notified when a particular security reaches a given price. So let's say that we don't want to buy Apple right now, but we're more interested in buying it at a lower level, and we want to be notified if it approaches that price. You would click on the little notification bell on the right there, and then you would set your parameters. So price below, let's just say $150, and then you could set your alert. If you want it to also be based on other criteria such as volume or news or sharp rise or decline in this particular security, you can create a custom alert for Apple stock in this case. You can also add a stock to your watch list just by clicking on that heart on the top right, and then it'll pop up in your watch list tab. And to modify that is pretty self-explanatory that I don't need to dive into it into more detail. Now on Webull here as well, you're gonna have news, which is gonna be right there on the top. And this is gonna show you the most recent news for Apple stock or whichever stock you're looking at, which is good to see as a trader, because sometimes you wanna know why a stock is moving up or down if it is news related at all. So now let's go over the order types that Webull has to offer, and there are a ton of them. To get started, we'll look at some of the buy orders. So if we click on trade and we're on the buy side, we have different order types. Now we have limit, and market. Now, limit, like we said, is basically you telling the stock market at which price, the max price you're willing to pay for a stock is. The market is, give me an order, get it filled at the best price available right now. Those are your two buy orders. So most traders are going to submit a limit order, and then they're going to identify their limit price. Let's just say it's $175 a share, and then they're going to put their quantities in shares. They're going to include extended hours or not include it, and they're going to determine their time and force of day or good till cancel, and then they'll submit their order. Once that order is there and it's fulfilled, it will show up on your portfolio and you can sell from there, or you can just go to the individual ticker, go to trade, and click sell. Now for selling securities, you have market order as well, which is saying you don't care what the price is, just get my order sold now as quickly as possible. You have limit, which is basically going to tell the market the minimum you're willing to take for your share. So if the stock right now is $181 or $180.81, and you want to do $182.50, you could do that as well. And then you put your quantity. So in this case, you're not going to sell one share unless Apple gets to $182.50 or higher. Something else you can do when you have your position available is you can do a stop limit, which is basically going to tell the market, all right, so if Apple is currently at $180, let's say, all right, if Apple was to drop below $175, get me an order filled, and I want the order to be filled for at least $174.50. So once that stop price is reached, then you're going to submit a stop limit order to get your order fulfilled. If you have just stop selected, well then at that time, once the stock gets to $175 or less, you're going to submit a market order to sell one share of Apple. So let's say it's catastrophic free fall and the stock breaks below $175 a share, but the next order doesn't get filled to $160 a share. Well, that is your order because you have market, so you're going to sell for $160 a share, which might not be what you want to do. Maybe if the stock is in free fall, you want to hold on to it for a little bit longer and sell it at a little bit higher of a price that you have determined through your limit order. It's up to you. When trading, stop losses are not a way to guarantee that you're only going to lose X amount of money. They are set there to maybe help protect you, but there is no guarantee. Now, let's say you know exactly what kind of order you want to get into. You know that you want to buy it at this price, sell it if it gets to this price, or get out of your position if it drops down. For that, we can do, instead of an order type, we can do a limit plus take profit stop loss order. Now here, you're going to submit, this is a buy order, and it's going to attach sell orders to it. So your limit price on the buy side, if it's $180, let's say that's your limit order. You're doing one quantity, and you're going to have this time and force till day. So once that order is filled, then it will sequentially submit this order, which is a take profit order and a stop loss order. So let's say we want to take profit if the stock was to get to $182, so increase $2 from when we bought it, or we want to get out if the stock was to go to $178. So sell if it drops $2 or less. And the time and force is going to be day or good to cancel. If you have good to cancel selected, this order will stay on the books until it gets canceled. If you have day selected, at the end of the day, these sell orders are going to be removed, but you're still going to have one share. So you're not going to have that protection anymore. So ideally, you're probably going to want to do good till canceled on the sell orders. So that way it's there so that if tomorrow the stock gets to $182, you actually sell it and you're not holding it, which might not be a bad thing if the stock continues to go up, but it's not your goal, it's not your plan, and you forgot it, and it's just a human mistake. Now let's go over some unique features that Webull has to offer for investing and or trading. So the first one is screeners. So if you click on the magnifying glass on the top right, and then you scroll over to the right, you can hit screeners. And here you can screen for stocks. So right now I have this RSI one, and you can modify your screener filters. And these are all of the filters that they have to offer. So you can look for stocks that are in the United States only, meet these quote indicators, have financial indicators. For instance, if you want stocks that are profitable, companies that are profitable, you can look for stocks that have a price to earnings ratio that is positive. You can look for technical indicators. In this case, I'm using relative strength index. You can look for classic patterns. Now, this is determined by Webull, so it's using their software that identifies some key technical levels or trading patterns, from a classic pattern to a candlestick pattern. And you can also look for stocks that have a certain analyst rating or other technical patterns, or offers technical shares or fractional shares. Once you have that screener set up, your stocks are going to show up here, and you can filter through them daily, and you can sort by volume or percent change or market cap or whatever you want. These screeners are great to just search through the stock on a given day based on criteria that you like to see. For me, for instance, right now, this screener is showing stocks that are oversold. So ideally, these are stocks that are going to continue being sold in the short term and bounce in the medium to long term. So if you're a short-term trader, you want to stay short these stocks. But that's just one example of how you can use screeners to help find stocks to trade. Another cool feature is on the Markets tab. If you go to Market Overview, you can see what the market sentiment is. In this case, right now, it's greed, and this is going to give you a better overall understanding of how the market is trading. And right now, we are trading at somewhat frothy levels, and we are experiencing a little bit of greed in the market. Another really cool feature that Webull has to offer is what's called Sage Tracker. And if you click on this, you can see what the biggest portfolios are buying in the stock market. What is smart money buying? For instance, if we click on Warren Buffett's portfolio, Berkshire Hathaway, we can see what the holding maps are, and we can go through different quarters and see how they changed. But right now, the holding map shows that Apple is its largest position. And if we were to click on details, we can see what they did in the last quarter. So for Apple, they increased their shares by 2.28% in the last quarter, and it is 46.44% of the overall portfolio. If we go back here, we can also do most bought, and it's going to show that same information just in a different format. And then you also have most sold. Now, something else that is nice on Webull is if you click on an individual ticker, it's going to give you a lot of information here just on this screen. For instance, if we scroll down below, you have all of this, but you also have short interest, days to cover, and the short interest as terms as reported by FINRA. It's going to give you the settlement date and the short interest and the days to cover. So this is 117 million shares, and you scroll all the way up to the top and you look at the free float of 15.72 billion shares, you can see that the short interest on Apple is very low. You can do that math, it's a very low percentage. On here as well, if we minimize this and we click on analysis, we can see what analyst ratings are for the stock. So based on 41 analysts for Apple, 51% of them have a buy order, 51% of them have a buy rating, and then you can see the analyst price targets, what's the high end, the average, and the low. And right now we're slightly below the average price target for Apple. And then we also have quantitative ratings, or a quant rating on this stock done by Webull, and it's going to show you what its quant rating is, which is currently moderate. And then we can also see some other technical analysis as well, such as short, medium, and long term. And there's just a lot of information provided on Webull regarding individual stocks, screeners, and the overall market. Now, if you click on that magnifying glass and you click on more, and then you click on calendar, here you can see what's going to happen from an economic standpoint for a given week or a given month. If we scroll to Tuesday, we can see that CPI is going to be reported, and we can have what the previous one is and what the forecast is also, and then it's going to show us what the actual is, and it's going to show us the time. So core CPI year over year, previous was 5.5%, forecast is 5.3%, and that's going to be released at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. You can also look at earnings, ex-dividends, and IPOs here as well. And if you click on the filters, you can change it so that it is whether it's all regions, all types, and you can change that to what you want to see. And then the last thing that I want to go over, which is really good for new investors or traders, is paper trade. So if we click on paper trade, here you can paper trade stocks and options, and you can follow your performance. And this is going to get you used to those order types that we mentioned in the video, get you familiar with looking at stocks on Webull, and just get you ready to start trading real money or investing with real money. So that is about a quarter, maybe a third of everything that Webull has to offer. And as you've probably seen in this video, it's a ton of information that I just threw at you. This video is probably going to be close to 30 minutes long, and we only covered a quarter, maybe a third of everything they have to offer. So just put that into perspective. Now, if you want to sign up with Webull, you can do so using the affiliate link in the pinned comment and get 12 free fractional shares valued for each share being valued between $3 and $3,000. It helps the channel grow. I do appreciate it because I will be rewarded one free stock. So if you use that affiliate link, thank you so much. Outside of that, subscribe to this channel for more investing and trading content, and I'll catch you on the next one. This is We Are Investing, and I'm out. See ya.